welcome to Bottoms Down, Chair Yoga for Everyone. I'm Carol, and I'm so glad you've joined us today. We're coming to you from our new Donkey Studios, and we're going to be creating our classes in segments. This is going to allow us to create shorter classes and longer classes and more standing, more seated, etc. So while you're at the Bottoms Down Chair Yoga YouTube channel, make sure you check out the new playlists. While you're there, if you would click on that subscribe button, we would really appreciate it. It's free, and it just lets you know when new videos are posted. I would also love it if you'd leave me a comment. All right, let's get started. So we're going to sit up nice and tall in our chair, and you only need your chair today, nothing else. We're going to lift our heart super tall. The minute we begin lifting that heart, we feel these abdominal muscles engaged. Do you feel that? So I want you to kind of have this feeling throughout our entire class. Heart lifted, belly tight. All right? Next, let's do some grounding. So we're going to take our feet and we're going to ground them to the earth. So we think about we have 4 pressure points in our feet, behind the big toe, behind the little toe, and the 2 points of the heel. So I want you to think about having all 4 of those points on both feet equally weighted on the floor. Next, we're going to ground our sits bones. So we sit on these pointy bones. They hold our weight. Make sure that you're equally weighted on the chair, so we're not leaning one way or the other. Next, I want you to think about pulling your shoulders down out of the ears. Let's place our hands lightly on our thighs, palms facing up. Close your eyes and just breathe. Focus your attention on your heart center, letting go of everything outside of the room. Begin to notice your breath, just your natural inhalation and exhalation. Next, we're going to elongate that breath. So as you inhale, think about making it a little deeper inhale. And then as you exhale, try to push all the air out of the lungs before you inhale again. And breathe normally. Next, we're going to move into our belly breath, our yoga breath, also known as the diaphragmatic breath. As you inhale, the belly extends as we fill the lungs from the bottom up. And as you exhale, you're going to actively pull your belly button to your spine and push the air up and out of the lungs. Go ahead and do that a few times. And breathe normally. Let's do that one more time. Go ahead and see if you can inhale using your belly, and then exhale, pull that belly button to the spine and actively push the air up and out of the lungs, and try to make that exhalation longer than the inhalation. Go ahead at your own pace. And breathe normally. Bring your hands to your heart. Set your intention for today's practice. One more breath. Bring your hands back down to your thighs and open your eyes. How's that feel? All right, let's stretch our necks just a little bit. I'm going to let that right ear fall towards my right shoulder. Drop your chin towards your chest. Drop your left ear to your left shoulder. And drop your chin to your chest. Go ahead and look to the front of the room. Let's look over that right shoulder. Let's look center. Look over your left shoulder. Look center and roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Up, back, and down. And reverse it. Nice. All right, we're going to go through that again. Let's go ahead and let our right ear fall to the right shoulder. This time, I'm just going to take my right hand and I'm just going to place it gently on my head. And I'm not pulling, I'm not tugging, I'm just letting that hand rest on the head. Take the opposite hand and extend it out. It's at a diagonal, palm facing down. Flip that palm up to the ceiling. Just feel a little difference in that stretch. You feel it? All right, take this hand out first. Take the right hand off the head. And now, you may even need to help your head up. It's okay, right? If you want to help, give that head a little support as you bring it back to straight. Let's roll those shoulders again before we go to the other side. Reverse it. All right, let's go to the other side. So I'm just going to let my ear fall to that shoulder first and just hold it. And you know what? If you like this best and you don't want to put the hand up there, that's fine. You can just hang out here. It's okay. But if you're with me, I'm going to take my hand and I'm just going to lay it on that head. I'm not pulling. I'm not tugging. I'm just letting that weight of that hand give that head just a little extra stretch. Well, it's actually the neck, right? Okay, opposite hand's going to come down. Palm facing down first. Let's just flip that palm up. Oh yeah. One more breath. Okay, take the right hand down first. Take the left hand off of the head and then just bring that head up. All right, let's roll those shoulders. Let's inhale as we come up and exhale as you come down. Use that yoga breath if you can. Inhale. Exhale. Let's reverse it. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And release. Very, very good. All right. Taking your left hand, bring it around that shoulder. Right hand is underneath it and give yourself a big hug. Oh, yeah. Feel that stretch. And a little self-love for this morning. How does that feel? All right, release it. And let's switch sides. So now my right hand is on top and my left hand is on the bottom. And I'm going to do that again. And hug. Oh, yeah. Feel the stretch. One more breath and release. Very good. Okay, we're going to come to a seated mountain pose. We'll start with mountain and then we're going to add that extension. So just start here, kind of feeling those palms are facing out. Feel the stretch. Belly is engaged, right? Heart is lifted. Belly is tight. All right, let's take those hands to the ceiling. Oh, yes, shoulders are down. You notice what I did there? I extended first and then I pulled my shoulders down. Belly is tight. Feeling the stretch first. One more breath and let's bring those hands down. All right, we're going to do that again, adding on. Start with this low mountain pose, just our seated mountain. Feel the stretch. And here we go. We're going to extend those hands up. Now remember, if you've got shoulder issues, maybe you stay right here in area. I call this goalpost arms, okay? So this is a great option for you. If you're with me, my hands are up, but my shoulders are down. My belly is tight. Okay, let's put the palms together. Let's interlace our finger. Pointer finger is to the ceiling. Kind of feel the difference there? There's a little bit of difference in how that feels. All right, let's go ahead and lean our mountain. We're going to start to the right. Now, as I'm leaning, what am I doing? I'm pushing this hip down. My feet are staying grounded. So remember how we grounded those sits bones down? I want you to make sure that you're keeping those sits bones grounded and those feet grounded. Let's come up and let's go to the other side. And feel that stretch in the side waist, right? You feel it? Warming things up. Let's come all the way back up to ceiling, our hands to the ceiling, and let's bring our hands down. All right. We're going to add on to that leaning mountain this time. So as I come up, all I want you to do is take your left hand and grab your right wrist, okay? Now, extend it long first. Shoulders are down, belly is tight. And let's lean it. You feel it? A little different, right? So now I'm kind of pulling gently. We're warming up. Gently pull on that wrist as you feel a little more stretch. Let's come up and we're just going to go straight to the other side. Extend and lean. One more breath. Come up and release. Now let's roll one shoulder at a time. Beautiful. And reverse it. Very, very nice. All right. We're going to do a couple of cat and cows. So we're going to place our hands on our thighs. Notice how my elbows are a little bit wide here. Okay, so that's going to let you really round down and get the upper back stretched. So belly is tight. We're going to drop our chin. We're going to round our shoulders. Now look at your belly button. So the biggest thing in this pose is really letting that head fall, feeling the stretch in the back of the neck and through the shoulder blades. Okay, we ready? Let's lift our heart up and come into that cow pose. All I'm going to do is take my thumbs to the back wall as I open up my heart. You also get a good stretch through those shoulders. You feel that? All right, let's do that again. Round down into cat. Making sure you're letting that head go, looking at your belly button. Let's lift it up, thumbs to the back wall. Let's add the breath. Inhale here. Exhale, round it down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, round it down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, round it down. And release. Very, very good. Feeling good? Okay. So our next stretch, I'm going to start with our hands on our chair. Okay. It's kind of like cow pose, but you'll see how we're going to add on to that one here in just a minute. So we're just going to lift that heart up, and I want you to squeeze your shoulder blades behind your back. Okay. So here's what I'm doing. I'm here, and I'm squeezing my shoulder blades behind my back. You see that, right? My heart is lifted. My belly is tight. I'm lifting up. Now, I'm not looking up, okay? I want the heart is the thing to lift up. Squeeze those shoulder blades back behind your back. One more breath and release it, okay? So see how that feels, and maybe that's the version you want to stay with, and that's a great version. But if you want to add on with me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my hands and they're going to come back behind my head. Now, I'm not interlacing my fingers. All I'm doing is I'm just letting my head rest on the backs of my hands, okay? Elbows are nice and wide. All right, we're going to do the same thing. Are we ready? Squeeze those shoulder blades behind your back. Oh, yeah. What an opening through that chest. You feel it? I feel the shoulders. Make sure your belly is tight, so don't release that belly button. You want to keep the belly button to the spine. Keep that nice and tight. One more breath, and let's hug ourselves. I don't care which hand is on top. Just remember which one is on top so that when we switch, you'll know which one goes on top the next time. Let's open it up and reverse that hug. Oh, yeah. And you can give it a little twist if you want, right? A little self-love. I love it. Beautiful. Okay, release it. Now we're going to take that left hand and we're going to put it on the outside of the right knee. Take your right hand and put it back on the chair behind your hip. Now here's the important piece of this whole twist. Extend the spine long, right? Head up towards the ceiling. Shoulders are down. Turn and look over that left shoulder. Let's release that, and we're going to go right to the other side. This hand is going to be on the outside of that knee. This hand is back here, Extend the spine long, turn, and look over that shoulder. And breathe. Okay, and go ahead and face forward. So we're going to do that again, and then we're going to add one thing. It's not a big difference. It's not a big, it's very subtle, but you will feel the difference, okay? So we're going to take this hand and we're going to place it on the outside of that knee. Take this hand, bring it back to the chair. Now, I want you to take this shoulder and bring it back. Now turn and look over that right shoulder. Do you feel a little bit of difference there? Because we tend to want to hold that shoulder forward, but if you consciously pull that shoulder back before you turn and look, it's going to maximize that stretch. And let's release it. So we're facing forward now, and we're going to go straight to the other side. Here we go. Hand on the outside of that knee. The opposite hand is going to come onto that chair. Think about pulling that shoulder back first. Automatically, I feel the stretch. And now turn and look, and I feel even more stretch. So we're just breathing a natural breath. Don't worry about the yoga breath or anything like that. Just your natural breath here. One more breath and release it. So we're facing forward. How did that feel? I love that one. I love that stretch. Okay, so we've done a whole lot for the upper body. Let's give the legs a little bit of love. How about it? Let's take that right knee and open it nice and wide. And let's just hang out here for a couple of breaths and feel that inner thigh stretching. Okay, so I don't know about you, but I feel those inner thighs. This knee, make sure that it's not folding in. You want to keep that knee open to feel that inner thigh stretch. All right, are we ready to move to our crescent lunge? All we're going to do is we're going to let this knee fall straight down to the floor. Now I'm turned and I'm looking over this front knee now. Do you see that? This knee is straight down to the floor and I'm facing over the opposite knee. Hold on to that chair is fine, or hold on to your thigh is fine. Now, this is a great crescent lunge. If you want a little bit more, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this foot and I'm going to press it back behind me. You see what I did there? I'm still up on my back toes, but I'm getting a better stretch into this front of this leg. But if that's too much for you, then leave the knee bent. It's good. Whatever works for you, I want you to feel the stretch though. You feel it? All right, let's release that, and we're going to do that one more time before we add on. We're going to be adding on just a little bit to our crescent lunge today. So I'm looking over my front knee. I'm relaxing. I'm trying to relax this glute here so that I don't have a grip on it. I'm trying to relax this leg. All right, let's release that. Now, all we're going to do is we're going to add the arms to this pose. So we're going to have our hands at heart to start with. Go ahead and add that leg, whatever version of the crescent lunge that works for you. My hands are at heart. Now, let's everybody extend those hands up to the ceiling. And be sure you pull your shoulders down though, right? So we don't want to be here. We want to be here. Now, just gently, if it works for you, all I'm going to do is I'm going to look up just slightly. Now, this is no wrinkles in the neck, right? So I'm not, letting my neck go. No, that's not good on the neck, okay? So I'm looking up just slightly. I'm keeping my spine long. I'm feeling my back. You feel that? So you're getting a little bit of a arch in that back. One more breath. Take the hands down to heart first. Release that knee and face forward. How did that feel? Right? That's quite a stretch. All right, the same leg. Now we're going to stretch the back side of that leg in pyramid pose. So again, I've got this foot is grounded. Even though I've moved forward in my chair a little bit so that I can get this leg straight, my sits bones are still grounded to that chair. I'm going to extend my spine long. I'm going to hold on right here and keep my back flat as I let my heart fall forward. So you should be feeling the back of this leg right here, that hamstring muscle. Oh yeah, let's go ahead and lift it up, and let's do that one more time. Don't forget to extend first. Crown of the head towards the ceiling, belly is tight. Keep the back flat as we let our heart fall forward. Oh yeah. And let's come up to a seated position. Okay, checking in. Everybody good? We're going to go to the other side. So here we go. I'm going to open that left knee up nice and open here. And let's feel that stretch in those inner thighs first, okay? So we're feeling that nice stretch, keeping this knee towards that second toe. We're not letting that knee fold in. We're keeping it open. We're feeling that stretch. All right. Okay, let's move to that crescent lunge. So we're going to take this knee. We're going to let it fall straight down to the mat first. And check in. Let's go ahead and ground this foot down towards the mat. So make sure you have this foot firmly on the floor, this hip firmly on the chair. Then if you want to press this foot back a little bit more, go for it. Let's look over that front knee. Let's start with our hands on our thigh and just feel that leg stretch first, okay? So let's hanging out here. Don't grip that glute. Try to relax and let it, all of this stuff just relax. This whole leg is just relaxed. Even though I'm kind of pressing the back of my kneecap up, so I guess that isn't totally relaxed, but you kind of get the idea, right? We don't want to be gripping anything. We want to have it just kind of there. All right, let's let that knee relax. Just release it. Take that stretch out for just a moment. Okay, let's add that stretch back in. So there's that crescent lunge. Let's bring our hands to our heart. We're looking over the front thigh. Let's take a deep breath in, and on an exhale, I'm going to extend my hands up to the ceiling, or not, right? Your choice. Now, I'm going to look up slightly. And remember, you can always be at goalpost arms. That's always an option. Anytime our hands are up in the air and your shoulders aren't happy with it like that, come to goalpost arms or keep your hands at heart, right? There's so many options. One more breath. Let's come down, bring those hands back down to heart, release that knee, and face forward. Everybody good? Pyramid pose. So you'll notice I'm scooting forward in my chair just a little bit because that way I can get my foot extended or my leg extended, okay? So I'm going to lengthen through my spine. I'm going to let my heart fall forward, keeping the back flat. I know I harp on that so much, but this whole pose is dependent upon you not kind of rounding, right? We want to keep that back flat and let it just fall. Guarantee you're going to get a better stretch. Let's lift up, and we're going to do that again. Extend and hinge. Oh, yeah. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to just move back a little bit in my chair. Not too much, though. We're going to heel toe our feet wide. Actually, I moved back, and now I need to move forward. Can I move back too far? All right, so I'm going to move forward a little bit more in my chair. Heel toe those feet nice and wide. Okay, so I'm going to hang on to my thighs here, and I'm going to let my heart fall forward first. Just a straddle forward fold, okay? That's all it is, a straddle forward fold, but I've got support here. I'm hanging on to my thighs, right? All right, let's go ahead and come up. And you can bend around that back and kind of rock yourself back up, or round yourself back up to seated. That's fine. So we're just, take a little time to warm up that back is all we're doing. All right, we're going to take this shoulder now, and we're going to let it fall straight down between your legs, okay? So you should feel a nice stretch through the shoulders. Let's go ahead and come up, and we're going to do that on the other side. As you notice, I'm holding onto my legs. This is, all about the shoulders. This isn't trying to work the belly or the back or anything else. I'm holding on and lift that up. All right, let's heel toe those feet back together. One more hug. Here we go. Squeeze. You can rock a little bit if you want. You should feel the little bit of stretch in those side waist muscles. I just cracked a vertebra. That felt really good. All right, and let's reverse it. So whichever hand you had on top, reverse it, and the other hand is on top now. And you don't have to twist, right? It's okay. just want you to stretch. So feel that. So I'm not just kind of hanging out here, right? I'm pulling and I'm stretching. My heart is lifted. One more breath and release. All right, let's grab a sip of water. Moving on to our next section. Okay, let's come to standing and do the next section. Here we go. So I'm going to be on the right side of my chair and we're going to move into pyramid pose. So I'm going to take the leg that's next to the back of the chair. Okay, so for me, I'm on the right side of my chair, so it's my left leg, but the leg that's next to the back of the chair, and I'm going to put that foot underneath my chair. All right, now I'm going to take a big step back with that other foot, and I'm going to turn my foot so that it's at an angle. We call it a 45-degree angle. So it's kind of like that, right? Now, I want my hips forward. If you need, you can move this front foot out a little bit or this back foot out a little bit to give those hips a little more grace. And it's fine. It's all good, right? It doesn't matter. You can do that. The key thing I want you to really think about is hips are facing over the back, the seat of your chair, and your belly is tight. So we're kind of lengthening through the spine. You should be feeling the front thigh here. This front leg is straight. You can hold the chair, that's fine. Front leg is straight, but don't lock the knee, okay? All right. So this is standing pyramid pose. We do pyramid pose seated a lot, and this one is a standing pyramid pose. So for the first one, let's just kind of hang on to our chair. We're going to let our heart fall forward. Remember, keep the back flat. Do I not say that enough times, right? Put your hands in the seat of the chair. And now I want you to really feel the front leg is the one that should be stretching, okay? You should really be feeling that front leg stretching. Standing pyramid pose. We're holding it and we're breathing. Our back is flat. We're not rounding the shoulders. We're not tucking the chin. We're keeping that back flat. We're holding the pit pose for just a couple more breaths, giving the body the opportunity to react, right? So sometimes we move through things quickly in yoga, and other times we hold poses longer. So they're just two totally different things. They're both great, but what we're doing today is we're going to hold this pose a little bit longer and eke out just a little more into this pose, a little more stretch, a little more feeling, essence of the pose. You got it? One more breath, and we're going to lift up nice and slow. And let's just bend that front knee and take a little break. All right, we're going to keep on this side, and we're going to do that again, adding on. All right, so now let's straighten this front leg again. We just took a little break. Hips are forward. See if you can let go of the chair and bring your hands to your heart. Extend the spine long first. Extend up, belly to spine. Let that heart fall forward. Keep the back flat. Oh, yeah. We're breathing into the stretch. We're feeling that stretch. One more breath. We're going to press it up nice and gentle. And let's go ahead and bend that front knee. Take a little break. And you can come up. I mean, if you want to take a total break, take a total break. It's okay, right? But we are going to stay on this side, and we're going to do one more thing. Whew, and then we're going to go to the other side, okay? Now, let me show you real quick while we're just kind of here breaking what I'm going to do. So I'm going to be in my pyramid pose again. Well, let me go ahead and do it. You don't do it yet. Just take another moment here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to clasp my hands behind my back, and I'm going to lift my heart. You see how I'm stretching through those shoulders? And now as I come into my pyramid pose, my hands are going to come up back behind me. Right? You see that? And then I'm going to release it. Okay? All right. Now your choice. You've got There's three options. Either of the three are fine. So I don't want you to do something and you're feeling like, oh my goodness. Make sure you've got, I call it, you don't want your feet on the tightrope. You want your feet on the railroad track, okay? Because you want some balance here. You want to have those feet wide enough that you've got some good balance, especially if you're going to add this last piece on with me, okay? So you want to have those feet a little bit wider, hips are forward, that back foot is at that 45-degree angle, okay? Are we ready? All right, pull that belly in, extend the spine long, clasp the hands behind the back and open up. I'm squeezing remember how we did this at the beginning? Squeezing my shoulder blades behind my back, feeling that heart opening. Keep that back flat, pull that belly button in, begin to let your heart fall forward. And your hands are just kind of coming up behind you. Breathe and hold it. Now just hold it. Checking in. How's everybody feeling, right? Don't lock out that front knee. See if you can get a little more out of this pose. Just a little bit more. One more breath. Release your hands. Grab the chair, right? So my hands are on the chair now. Bend that front knee and just roll it up slowly. How'd you do? Okay, let's come out of that, take a break. So, checking in, how's everybody feeling, right? Because we're going to do the other side. Now you kind of know what we're doing and you pick and choose which version you want to do of your hands. So, let's come to the other side. And again, I've got my hands on the chair to begin with. I'm going to take the leg next to the back of the chair, and that's the one that's my foot is just kind of underneath the chair. And the only reason I want that is because I want you to be close enough to this chair to grab it, right? So if you need that, you can grab it. That's why I love, love, love having the chairs. Just love it. Okay, let's take this foot back. And remember, you want that foot at that 45-degree angle, okay? So it's important. So if it's at 90 degrees, it's almost impossible for me to get my hips forward. So that foot, you see that foot is kind of at that 90-degree angle? I mean, I am not going to get my hips forward. Whereas if I turn that foot up to that 45-degree angle, now my hips will come around. Imagine that, right? Okay, keep that front leg straight. Don't move that. We're going to keep that front knee straight, I should say. Don't bend the knee, okay? Hips are forward. First thing we're going to do is we're just going to do a pyramid pose with our hands in our chair. So we're going to extend the spine long, belly is tight, keep that back flat, let that heart fall forward. Put your hands in the seat of the chair and just feel that stretch. So one thing that is happening is I want you to keep that hip back. So if your hamstrings are super tight, sometimes that hip just wants to inch forward. I want you to think about having your thumb right in that hip crease, and you're just pulling it back. You don't physically have to do that. Well, you can if you want to, like I am right now. But I want you to visualize pulling that hip back, okay? That's going to maximize that stretch in that front leg. Keeping that leg straight if you can. And I would rather, here's the thing, I would rather you be up here, have all the form correct, like that hip back and the leg straight, and your heart lifted a little bit more if that works better for you, than to get your heart down low, but you've lost the form. All right, let's everybody come up nice and slow. You can bend that front knee to come up if that's putting too much pressure on that knee. Now let everybody bend the knee and take a little break. Okay. All right, are we ready for version 2? Do you remember? Hands at heart. Okay, so this is going to add a little balance to it, so make sure you've got those feet on the railroad tracks. They're not on a tightrope. Okay, let's straighten that front knee. Pull that belly in, bring your hands to your heart. All right, here we go. We're going to hinge forward. Oh, yeah. My back is flat. I'm looking down at my chair. There's no wrinkles in the neck. My front knee is straight. My front leg is straight without locking the knee. One more breath. Take a deep breath in, and we're going to come up. Now, if you want to bend that front knee when you come up, it's okay. If that's kind of bothering your knee, like keeping it that straight, it's okay. You can bend that front knee as you lift up. Okay. Are we ready for that last version? And it's all up to you, right? If you do it or don't do it, all up to you. You've got 2 other versions if it works best. But if you're with me, I'm going to clasp my hands behind my back and I'm going to lift my heart up. I'm going to inhale here, and on an exhale, I'm going to lean forward. My hands are coming up behind me, and I am letting my heart fall. My front leg is straight. I'm breathing. One more breath. Ready? Take the hands, put them back in the chair. If you want to bend that front knee, and come up to standing and take a break. All right. Everybody feeling that? I'm feeling it a little bit in my calf, and I actually had some calf stretches planned in this segment anyway, so we're going to go straight to those calf stretches because it's all about me, right? Okay, good job. Here we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this foot, this knee is going to bend. My foot is very near the chair, and I'm going to take this back foot back. Now, I'm not going to turn it. I'm going to keep it just like I'm doing a crescent lunge. So, first of all, I'm up on those toes. I'm going to put my hands here first in the seat of the chair, and now see if you can let that heel fall back towards the floor. Do you feel the stretch in the calf? I do. So, I'm hanging out here. All right, now what I want you to do is bring your whole body forward and come up onto those back toes. You kind of see what I'm doing there? All right, let's come back again and let that heel fall down. There's your stretch. Let's do that one more time. Come forward and back we go. One more time. Come forward. Now listen. This time as we come back, that back heel is going to go down. I want you to turn and look at that back heel. So it's just a little sideways stretch. Get a little hip action in there. The back heel is stretching. One more breath. Take that twist out. Bring that back foot up and roll it up to standing position. Okay? Let's do the other side. All right. So I've got this foot is under, my foot is under the chair, my knee is going to bend. Take this back foot back. All right, so let's get up on those toes first. Put your hands in the base of the chair. Now, this knee is bent, okay? The front knee is bent. Now, just gently let that back heel fall down, towards the floor. If it doesn't touch the floor, don't worry about it. It's okay. It's all good. So I'm just kind of looking down at my chair. I'm relaxing. I'm letting that stretch happen. All right. Now, all I'm going to do is bring my weight forward. I'm up on my back tippy toes. My weight is forward on my chair, right? So I've moved my heart forward. Now, let's come back and let that heel fall back down towards the mat again. You feel that? Oh, yeah. Let's do that again. Rock it forward. I'm up on my tippy toes. My heart is kind of forward. Now let's rock it back. Last time. Rock it forward and back. Now I want you to just turn and look at the back foot. Feeling the hips stretching, the side waist is stretching. This one just feels good. Let's release it and come up. Okay. Very good. Is everybody good? Okay, the next thing we're going to do is called quadruped. So we're going to be, what is this, a step away from our chair? So that when you hinge forward, I want your hands to be in the seat comfortably, all right? So you need to, make whatever adjustments you need to make so that when you're hinging forward, your hands are right in that chair. Now remember, you've got options here too. What I really want you to do is think about lifting up. So I had somebody in my class the other day say, I don't really understand what you're saying, right? So what I don't want you to do is be kind of sunk down into, you see the difference? I want you to pull up out of those shoulders. And the minute you do that, it really does take the pressure off of those wrists, because what's happening is you're working all of those muscles in the core, okay? But if it really bugs your wrist, come into your fists. It's okay. All right? So your choice. All right, here we go. I'm going to take my my left hand. So the hand that's next to the back of the chair, it's going to come out. All right, you see what I'm doing there? And my palm is facing in. So the palm is not down to the floor. The palm is facing in. It's going to take pressure off of that shoulder. All right? Okay, I'm looking down at my chair. You kind of see what I'm doing now. Look down at your chair. Take all the wrinkles out of the neck. Now, I want you to take the opposite leg. Not the same leg of the hand that's extended. The opposite leg. And I want you to extend it back behind you. And you're on those back toes. Front knee is bent. All right, and we're breathing here. And we're breathing here. One more breath. Bring that foot forward. Put that hand down and roll it up. Okay. How did that feel? Is everybody good with that? So we're going to do the same thing, but this time instead of our toes being on the floor, we're going to lift that leg up. So that, what are we working there? The glutes. Okay? So your core is engaged, your belly is working hard, your back is working hard, and the glutes are going to work. Okay? So let's do that again. We're going to hinge forward first. We're going to put our hands in the chair and bring your weight forward just a little bit. So we want those shoulders to be right over those wrists, okay? So I'm not back here. Promise you, you don't want to be back here. Try to lift this leg up. You want to bring that weight forward. Pull yourself up out of the shoulders. Belly is tight, okay? So we're not here. We're here. Let's take that left hand out. Palm is facing in. Right foot is back. You're on those toes. You can stay here, but if you want to, see if you can lift that back leg up. Now, no wrinkles in the neck, so I want you to look down at the chair. We're breathing. We're breathing. One more breath. Put the foot down. Bring the hand down and come up to standing. Okay. How did that feel? Give your wrists a little love. Okay, adding on one final thing here. As we come down and we're going to lift that leg up like we did just then we're going to bring knee to elbow and extend, and knee to elbow and extend, and knee to elbow and extend. So we're moving our quadruped. Here we go. Hinge forward, hands in the chair, bring that weight forward. Are we ready? Hand extends, opposite toes are down first, then lift that leg up. Extend. Try to touch the wall in front of you with your fingertips. Try to touch the wall behind you with your flexed foot. Keep those hips down. This hip wants to hike up. I don't want you to let it. Keep that hip down. Are we ready? Here we go. Knee to elbow and extend. Knee to elbow and extend. Knee to elbow. And extend. One more. Knee to elbow. And extend. Hold it. Breathe. Hold it. Breathe. One more breath. Put your hand down. Put your foot down. Roll it up slowly. And checking in. How do you feel? Ooh, wow, right? Let's come to the other side. Okay. So again, I've got this foot is under that chair. No, I don't. I don't know what I was doing. We're doing quadruped. Okay, we're going to step back so that we're a good step away from the chair, okay? So that whenever I hinge forward, I put my hands in the chair, I bring my weight forward, and I've got that perfect shoulder right over wrist alignment. Belly is tight. I'm not sinking into my shoulders. I'm pulling myself up, pulling that belly in nice and tight. Are we ready? Opposite foot comes back. We're on those toes first. Now, extend that hand out long. I'm looking down at my chair. One more breath. Put the hand back in the chair. Bring the foot up. Roll it up slowly. And checking in. Okay, can we do that again? Let's do it again. We're going to roll it down. Place the hands in the chair. Bring the weight forward. Super important. Remember, you can be up on those wrists or those fists if you want to, if that helps your wrist. Okay, let's do the hand first. I messed up last time and I did the foot first. Let's do the hand first. I just kind of feel like getting that set first. Now let's add the foot. Front knee bends. Okay, it's not like pyramid pose. Front knee bends. We're extending. I'm trying to touch the wall in front of me with those fingertips. I'm breathing. My belly is tight. One more breath. Put the hand down. Put the foot down. And roll it up. Okay, are we ready to add on? We can do this. Here we go. Hinging forward. Hands in the chair. Rock your weight forward. Extend that right hand long. Palm faces in. Take that left leg back. Now if you're ready, lift it up off the floor. Flex the foot. Try to touch the wall with your hand in front of you. Try to touch the wall behind you with your foot. You're stretching through. You're lengthening through. Belly is tight. One more breath. Put your hand down. Put your foot down. And roll it up. We're going to do that again. Here we go. Down we go. Put your hands in the chair. Bring your weight forward. Super important. Don't forget that step. Extend that hand long. Palm faces in. Put that other foot back behind you. Lift it up if you wish to. Make sure your hips stay square. Belly is tight. Stretch it out. Try to touch in each direction. Flexed foot. Press, press, press. Put the hand down. Put the foot down. Roll it up. Okay, are we ready for the last thing? Remember that knee to elbow? Knee to elbow? Here we go. Whew, down we go. Put your hands in the chair. Bring your weight forward. Extend the hand. Extend the foot. Press. Here we go. Knee to elbow. And extend it out. Knee to elbow. And press. Try to touch those walls. Knee to elbow. Belly button is tight. Knee to elbow. Keep those hips square. Don't let the hip hike up. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Put the hand down. Put the foot down. And roll it up. All right, everybody. Go ahead and have a seat. Grab a sip of water. Take a deep breath in and out. Good job. Okay, we're going to move. We're on the final stretch now. Let's move forward in our chair. We're going to heel toe those feet nice and wide. And we're going to take that right shoulder. Our hands remain on our thighs, and we're going to let that shoulder fall down right between our legs. We're going to come up and we're going to do the other side. And come up. Beautiful. Go ahead and heel toe those feet back together. Take that right knee and open it nice and wide. Remember to keep these knees open. We want this knee to stay right at that second toe. We're going to take that left arm, we're going to bring it all the way across our body, grab the chair, lift the crown of the head to the ceiling, turn and look over the back of your chair. Let's release that and we're going to do that again. Bring that hand all the way across, lift and twist. And release. Crescent lunge. Let this knee fall down towards the floor. Push that foot back behind you. Lift your heart. Bring your hands to your heart. So think about releasing this glute. I know that we tend to want to hold it and squeeze it, but I want you to really focus on letting this whole leg relax. See if you can press the back of the kneecap towards the ceiling. You're looking over your front leg. Your hands are at heart. Let's release that, and we're going to do that one more time. Here we go. Take a deep breath in now, and on an exhale, hands to the ceiling. And inhale here, exhale, looking up slightly for a little back bend. One more breath. Bring your hands back down to your heart and release. Let's face forward. So we're going to move into our pyramid pose. We're going to extend that leg long, toes to the ceiling. Lift the spine long, let the heart fall forward, keeping the back flat. Feeling the stretch on the back side of this leg. Let's roll it up slowly. And do that again. Extend and hinge. All right, just breathing into it. Feeling that stretch. One more breath, and we're going to roll it up nice and slow. Okay, we're going to move into a seated pigeon. So I'm going to either cross ankle to ankle, or I'm going to cross ankle to knee. I'm going to extend my spine long and let my heart fall forward. All right, I'm going to come up, and I'm going to rock my baby. Now I'm going to hug myself, extend the spine long, and let your heart fall forward. Oh, yeah. And coming up nice and slow. Go ahead and rock your baby again. Just move that joint a little bit in there. Now I want you to cross your arms the other way. Hug yourself. Lift and let that heart fall forward. Let your head fall, right? Just kind of relaxing everything. I'm so guilty of keeping my head up. Really try to let that head just relax and roll it up. Good job. Let's do the other side. Take this knee and open it out wide. Feel that inner thigh stretch. Bring this arm all the way across your body. Grab the chair, lift and twist. Let's release that and do that again. Bring that hand across, lift and twist, breathing into it. And release. All right, let this knee fall down towards the floor. Push it back. Lift your heart. Kind of think about the back of the kneecap towards the ceiling if that works for you. Bring your hands to your heart. Look over that front knee and breathe. All right, let's release that and we're going to do that again. All right, now the add-on here, if you want it, extend the hands to the ceiling. Take a deep breath in, and on an exhale, we're going to look up. Leave it out if you don't want it. It's fine. Bring your hands back to your heart and face forward. Pyramid pose. Extend that leg in front of you. Lift and hinge. Keep the back flat. All right, let's just tuck the chin and roll it up. And we're going to do that one more time. Extend and hinge. All right, beautiful. We're going to move into our pigeon pose. You've got options. Remember, ankle to ankle is fine, or ankle to knee works well. We're going to extend the spine long and let the heart fall forward. Keep your hands on those thighs is fine. Keeping the back flat. All right, let's come up. Now let's go ahead and hug ourselves. Extend and hinge forward. Do you feel a little difference when you hug yourself? I do. I feel a little difference in that stretch. All right, let's come up. And other arm on top this time. Extend and hinge. All right, beautiful. Let's go ahead and sit back in our chair. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. A deep breath in. And on this exhalation, close your eyes. Flip your palms to the ceiling. one of those times. What if now is one of those times you'll look back on with gratitude for having been through? What if this is one of those situations you'll someday wish you had made better use of? Many of your most valuable experiences didn't seem so great at the time. Perhaps this experience will one day join that list. Certainly you're faced with difficulties you'd rather not have. Yet in each of those difficulties there is also opportunity. Imagine that you could focus more on the opportunities and less on the difficulties. What would that look like, and how would it feel? Think about putting more of your energy into positive action and spending less of that energy on worry and resentment. How would that affect your current attitude, and what impact would it have on your future? Maybe this is, in fact, one of those times you'll end up being very thankful for. Or if it's not already, you can make it one. Drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Reach up with your right hand. Give the head a gentle tug as you press that left hand down towards the floor. Release it. Drop your chin towards your chest. Reach up with your hands. Give the head a gentle tug. Release it. Drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Reach up with your left hand. Give the head a gentle tug as you press that right hand down towards the floor. Release it. Look up just slightly. Open your mouth if you want to stretch your jaw. Bring your hands to your heart. Honoring one another, we say Namaste. Thank you so much for joining today, and remember, go to Bottoms Down Chair Yoga on YouTube, check out our new playlists, click on that subscribe button, leave me a comment, and I will see you next time.